At RaceCredit.com, business credit is the name of the game. Learn how to build credit that'll look like more money than you've ever dreamed of. Both Wall Street and Main Street offer untold riches to people with credit, and RaceCredit.com can teach you how to get it.
Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. We broadcast nationwide. It's kind of fun. Now, my name is Ray, last name is Reynolds. Please write it down. This is rayswebinar.com. Now, what I do a lot of times is I'm going to broadcast 2 to 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, all day Saturday. And everybody wants to get to the American dream. Now, it's not easy. If you think it's easy, all right, you've already tried it. You bought a book, How to Make Money, Get Rich. Or you had someone say they're going to do this or that. And the bottom line is they probably let you down. Me? I've been doing this for 43 years. I'll make you happy. Sometimes I might even piss you off. Isn't that terrible? I'm telling the truth. All right, could you do me a favor? Can you do yourself a favor? Tablet and pen. You got to write things down again and again. You got to put it here. Information is protected many, many ways. I want you to write down this phone number. It's toll free. It's 800-510-3338. The ability to get to the office. Now, if they're not in or it's after hours, leave a message. And if I find out they're not calling you back, you let me know. Believe me, I call people back all the time. This morning, I talked to a client that was mad at me yesterday. He was telling Monica this, and that, and I got on the phone today. He didn't recognize my voice in the beginning. And he goes, "Oh, it's you." "Hi, Ray." You see, he wanted everything right away. I wish I had a magic wand. You know, mine's broken. It doesn't work. Can I borrow yours? There's one thing about me, all right? I actually care. I actually will get you through anything you need to get through. All right, because I actually give a damn. All right, it bothers me when I'm not helping somebody. It really does. So the bottom line today, I want you to do what I did. I want you to plan the problem. All right, you know what's really weird? All right, no matter what we do, at the end of the day, God got us through it. Can you imagine this? If you plan the problem, all right, and all right, you basically plan, there's going to be something wrong. Today, I'm sorry, someone's going to piss you off, get in your way, or cut you off in the freeway, or give you the bird. Okay? Now, let's write down 2 things. Before I die again, and this time probably permanently, all right, I want you to understand what's called safety credit. You see, this is $100,000 of credit. Each card is $50,000 apiece. Now, it's not easy to get these. I'll get you these, but you're going to have to listen to what I tell you to do, and I'll get you through this. Now, here's the problem I have about personal credit. Most people got it when they were a teenager. They started it. They got an SSN called a Social Security card. And then they got the job, and then they got the credit, and they got their tax return at 1040. The problem about personal credit, most people jack it up, get stuck, they don't understand it. Can you please do me a favor? Write down 25 to 29%. On the back of every card I always have, even though I remember it in my brain, I want to write down exactly the limit. And what's 25 to 29%? You see, you've got to understand something. Credit cards, revolving cards like these and other ones actually make your score go up and down. So I want you to understand something. I want you to get your credit cards personally to 25 to 29%. Okay? I'm going to talk to you about that safety credit some more. Now, I want you to have the line of defense. I want you to understand the Constitution. I want you to understand when you drive through your city today, you're going to see a grocery store or a bank. They bankrupt that piece. Listen carefully. They bankrupt that location. They wrote it off on their taxes, and you know they're still in business today. When you brought the pain home, why did you do that? You know why you do it? Because of the lack of knowledge. You see, this, unfortunately, we're not stupid people. None of us are. But the bottom line is you're an expert in what you do. I'm the #1 expert worldwide when it comes to personal and corporate credit after 43 years. But I want you to understand, please write down, never bring the pain home. When I was a little boy, I wanted a mommy and a daddy so bad. I used to rip up the magazines and say, this is mommy and this is daddy. Instead, I got abused instead. And I had to eat out of a trash can and steal off the pier. So let me tell you something. All right, I had to fight to get out of hell. So my basically journey is going to help you if you pay attention today. The beginning of it, and I want to help you. I want to get you through your journey. I want you to focus today. Now, please write down getting past go, because I think you're stuck. I wish I could call every one of you today. And I'd spend 15 to 20 minutes on the phone, but I wouldn't let you ask me questions first. I would be asking you questions. Your house, your car, your bank account. I want to make sure you understand something. When I brought in my first 100,000 at 9.5, million at 14, double billion at 26, it was under corporate structure. I retired at 26, and I've been donating my time ever since to help people like you. Please understand. When I had to live with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old, she dropped me off at the pier every morning at 6:30. I got to see Marina Del Rey, Torrance Rocks, Palos Verdes. This woman was the she-devil from hell. But the bottom line, if I saw her today, I'd say thank you. You see, she scared the hell out of me. When she dropped me off at 6:30 in the morning and says, I'll pick you up at 5 o'clock, be here, I'll leave you there, or you can die, she actually meant it. But the bottom line is, stealing off the pier, all right, eating out of a trash can and begging, that sucked. But you know what I did? I used the gift that God gave me. You see, I got this weird thing in school. I can write with both hands, talk at the same time, write two different things, and they kept complaining, and they found out it was perfect handwriting, and I freaked them out. They thought I was retarded, by the way. Isn't that fun? So I got my Lamborghini collection. I got my first one at 14.5, by the way. I got my Duffys. I got my 6 mansions. I broke world records as well. Had some fun there. I got my Lamborghinis, my Ferraris. I got my race boat in my backyard. I even got my helicopter. Learned how to fly. I got my yacht in the backyard too, and the Ferrari. Now, please. My wife says, honey, people think you're bragging. No. All right? I tell her flat out, honey, I'm not going to brag. I'm going to say, you can do this too. Why haven't you? I had no choice. I had to get out of hell. Please, please write down Ray's rules. I wrote it down so easily. 1,000 rules is $1 million corporation. You follow the rules, you're done. All right? 20,000 rules, it's $1 billion company. So you got some choices. It's like when I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago. You know, it kind of sucked. I had to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. Those people were mean to me too. I never belonged. So, you know what I listened to as a poker game at 7.5 years old? Please write it down. I want you to Google it today. A corporation's a legal person. You know, under our constitutional rights, it has more rights than you and me. I learned to connect the dots as a kid. If you look in Secretary of State, a 9.5-year-old kid set up Helping Hand Industries. It was me. I brought in $100,000 of credit. I didn't know what I was doing at that time either. You see, back then the credit came in the mail without applying for it. It kind of freaked me out. But I want you to understand something today. If you play with me for 90 days, I'll get you on the direction to the $1 million dream. But I didn't say it's going to be easy. You're going to have to follow through. I might ask you to do one or two things. If you can do that, I can accomplish miracles that God gave me for you. You see, seminar workshops, boot camps, I don't pass the buck. You're stuck with me. The bottom line is I might get you pissed off. I might basically disappoint you. But I will always come through. The bottom line is it's because you get impatient. And if I told you to do this or that, you're going to have to do it. You're responsible for this at the end of the day. It's kind of like if you lost your job, I had an emergency. What are you going to do next? You're going to run out of time. You're going to run out of money. And you're going to jack up your credit again. It's sad. I mean, I have the solution for everybody in the world today when it comes to money. This is $10 million. Okay? But these cards, if they're paid over time, don't affect your score like a house or a car, as long as you maintain them. But the reality is if you get basically these cards, there's 15 of these at $50,000 a piece. Now, how do you multiply you? Well, that's pretty easy. I wrote the rules in '86 called divisions. You might want to pay attention today. You see, I don't want you to use the wrong money anyway. Now, the other thing is this. I was the guy that trained Ken Yarborough, security chief at TRW and Aspirin years ago. All right, so I'd like to help train you. Can you please write down Credit Services Act? Please do that, please. Now, the bottom line is this. If you Google it later today, it'll take you to the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade will tell you flat out, they're not, credit repair companies or flakes against the law, not like money at all. I know a couple of you wrote some letters and said, not mine, not late. I'm sorry, God will forgive you for being a liar. Within 24 months, don't worry, it'll come back on. All right, because they're going to sell it to this or that. You got to realize you didn't seal the record. You didn't do a rapid refresh. So let's understand. They're going to take you to the Credit Repair Organization Act too, where it says attorneys can't do credit repair. Now, please, let you and I build a relationship, and I'll get you to your dreams. If you allow me to, I'll even hand you the keys. So let's think about it. We got to start in the beginning. The beginning is when you were a teenager. Most of you were told to go get an SSN. You were told to get a Social Security card. Let's write it down. So let's go get a Social Security card because we was told to go get the job. So let's understand what this means to you. You've got one SSN. That's all you're allowed, period. That's the rules, the IRS's rules. They issue one Social Security number, so you do your job to get the 1040 tax return, so you can track your income so they can tax you some more. That's the rules, so let's understand that today. Now, what it's going to say, and I'm going to tell you about Ray's rules, the Federal Trade Commission today says 98% are screwed up. I'm hoping it's not you, but it could be. Could you please look at the card, pull it out of your pocket or wallet today, maybe your purse? You see, it says do not laminate. It's not yours. Now read this and understand, please do not use for ID purposes. Do you understand what that really means? Every time you fill out a credit application, you're breaking the rules, by the way. Do not carry with you. It's not even yours. So understand something. Here's the application we all filled out. Okay? When we were a teenager. If you read the card today, it'll say property of Social Security Administration, not you. So guess what? When you fill it out, a credit application with those creditors, they're not supposed to use it or abuse it. Now, I created something called Rapid Refresh a couple years ago. I also created Rapid Scoring for your mortgage companies with Harold Stokes and Ken Yarborough 34 years ago. So what it does, understand, it blocks all the crap. It will shoot your score up. But that doesn't get rid of the crap. That's why you got to rebuild it as well. If you do these at the same time simultaneously, you get the ultimate score. Now, if you did what I told you to do, within about 90 days, I can be done and build you some more. But the reality is sometimes you take a little longer than you should. Now, I'd like to repackage your house, your car, your bank account. I think everybody should walk around with $1 million card in their pocket. I think you should have a $100,000 corporate credit card. I think you should have $100,000 of personal credit too. All right. I just believe you need a backup for a backup. because this world is mean and cruel. So if we let me repackage you house, car, bank account, we'll learn not to bring the pain where? Home ever again. You see, you don't probably get it. All I got as a kid was the pain. All right, used and abused sucks. So I want to make sure everybody doesn't go through that too. I've been in 2 comas in my life. Credit has saved my life every time. So let's understand something flat out today. All right, when I heard money for a rainy day, I'm sorry. I just tell it like I feel it. All right, I don't rehearse anything. It just comes out. So don't be offended when I tell people, when someone said money for a rainy day, I thought it was BS when I was a boy. I asked, how do you explain that to me? See, in my life, it doesn't rain, it always pours. So let's think about something today. You ready? Let's say today, seriously, you need $5,000, but you need it now. Okay? Most entrepreneurs are always willing to help. When you need help, you find nobody around to help you. That seems to be pretty true. So what happens is you ask your friends, your family, you ask the bank, and unfortunately they all say no. I want you to get this down, because when I'm done with you, and I don't care if it takes 6 months to a year, I'm going to get you to listen carefully, because I want you to understand about safety credit. The gift that God gave me, I got to give it to you. You see, this is a $5,000 card in my hand. All right? Now, I don't want to jack it up. I want to keep it at 25 to 29% too. But if I have a problem and no one's here to help me, I'm going to jack it up, but I'm going to play catch up, not fall down. So remember something today. If I jack it up, the payment is what? $50 a month. Come on, the average person wastes that every other day. You know what they say? They say the average person wastes $140 a week. Well, let's think. Let's use some common sense. I like to sell it in a bottle if I can sometime. If the average person is wasting $140 a week, that's $600 a month. Understand that. If I have $100,000 in my hand, and I took one of these cards and I jacked it up for $50,000, the payment is $612.26. So what the average person is wasting on a given month and not paying attention to, I could have got them 2 pizza locations as a drive-through or delivery service that's open through a pandemic. So please, all right, let's stop wasting money. Let's teach the world what we know. Understand something today. Like I said, plan the problem. Safety, credit, line of defense. Can you imagine today? You're going to drive through your city. You're going to see that bank and grocery store, still in business, but they got rid of the piece. But they wrote it off on their taxes. And what most people do is they bring the pain home and they cry about it because they have to. They didn't know how to play. That's not fair to anybody. So let's think about this. Reaching your goal, you got to have to believe in yourself. Now, I've heard no a billion times in my life, all right? And it's like when I used to run and kick the door jams. One of my instructors was Ed Parker, by the way. He didn't believe in kicking above the waist. So I respected him when he tore through that screen door and opened the damn door and said, "Don't you dare kick in front of me that high again." Well, the bottom line is I believe in God and I believe in me. You see, I broke the world record in 1981 for the highest kick on the planet, still today. Now, what does that prove? It's flat out. Those silly people that say white men can't jump? It's not funny to me. You see, I don't want to listen to people that basically what? See, here's the problem. Do not listen to anybody that tell you can't do this or that. God gave you a gift and a dream. Can you see it, believe, and go get it, please? Now, let's go back to your SSN. You got to go back to the beginning. Remember, everybody always tells you when something gets screwed, you got to go back to the beginning. You got to go back. It's true. You got to understand. SSN got the job. It only connected the 1040 tax return so they can track my income, track it, and tax me some more. That's all it was for. I know you got your Aspira and your TransUnion and Equifax. I'm sorry you're using the wrong money in the first place to start a business. Maybe a little bit to get the business started, but from there, build the credit. Now, let's think. Yes, you got your Aspira and your Equifax TransUnion too. The moment you jack up a card past 29%, any one given card, you got stuck. You couldn't get any more. And you're trying to figure this out. What's the rules? It's always been 25 to 29%. That's what I taught Ken Yalro years ago. See, the other reason we got an SSN, please understand, we are the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated. Just like when they do this census, how much money to print. Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, They're allowed to print as much money as they want. Do you not understand the constitutional right and the rules and the laws too? You got to understand something today. Please write down and raise rules. I want you to have $100,000 of credit. Okay, I want you to listen, because somebody's going to go, that's too much, Ray. No, it is not. The last time you lost your job, all right, and you had a problem, you were afraid to lose your car, your house, and couldn't feed your family. Do you really like that burden on your chest? I don't. So understand, $100,000 at 29%, that leaves you $71,000 of safety credit. I have a problem. My problem, it scares the hell out of me to go back to the pier and have to beg and steal, because no one give a damn about me. I've got to be able to be self-sufficient with God and me. See, $71,000 of credit. If I lost my job or there's a pandemic, I can feed my family up to 2 years. So please, don't take all your money and all your credit to start a business. All right? All that does is hurt the family. It does bring the pain home. I'm going to show you the better way to do this right. Write down and raise rules again. Now, I've been in 2 comas in my life. The first one, I was 5.5 years old. I have a weird brain. You see, I watch people ride, little boys and girls riding a bicycle. So I grabbed a bicycle, and I can literally do what someone else does almost exactly as they do, if not better. That's the thing I've done all my life. So I'm going down that hill, 40 miles an hour, but I forgot to do one thing. And it's funny. I forgot to watch them how they stopped. I stopped by using my face on the curb. Plop. When I woke up from the coma, they told me I'd never walk again. I still got up from that too. There's me in a coma in 2009. All right, I don't know why. All I've done that year is give $18 million away, helping people too, like you. But my wife wanted to take out the corporate yacht and wants the fireworks on July 4th. Someone came on my yacht with swine flu pneumonia, pandemic number 9, as it shows you right there, H1N1. I got to die. Now, I made a promise in that coma to God, and I said, if you let me live, I'm going to keep helping people the rest of my life. That's why I'm dedicating my time to you. By the way, I haven't had a paycheck for 20 years. All right, I guess I don't seem to need one at all. But let's understand, there's my yacht, there's my race boat. All right, at the time, the largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor, there's the address too. You see, I'm probably one of the most verified people on the planet today. All right, I got to live, got to come out of the coma after a time or two. You see, I thought it was in a dream. I really did. When I heard someone say he's not going to make it, he's going to die, and a woman scream her head off, then I heard someone sign, would you please sign the POA? That's called a power of attorney, by the way. My life was stolen and destroyed. But guess what? God let me finally come out of that coma. I walked around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. All right? Now, I don't have a mommy and daddy to call, help me, please. I got my wife, my 6 kids, my grandkids, too. I got to feed the family. So what did I do? I knew how to put my credit score back to an 820 within about 5 weeks. I did it in about 4.5 weeks. Now, I always have closet divisions. Please write that down. Closet divisions. Okay, I've done that all my life. It makes sense to me. If you were in my level 3, it makes sense to you too. What I did is I popped a $1 million credit card in 6 weeks. I don't want to stay down. If you play with me, you won't stay down either too. It's going to be up to you. See, the reality is this. We don't get a do-over today. We get to live or die. All right, I'd tell you to wear a mask. If I knew to wear a mask on my head or my face back in 2009 versus laying there being dead, I would have did it, believe me. I didn't want to die. But the reality is this. It takes a moment to die, a lifetime to live. Now, we're in a pandemic currently, number 19. I died in 9. What about the next one that comes our way? I want you to train your kids to be prepared for the next time too. You see, I want us to chase the money. I want us to chase the dream. Now, I'm going to tell you flat out, money's not my favorite thing, but it is in my top 10. You see, I have total recall. And if I close my eyes and I think of the pier when I was 3, I'll be back at that damn trash can. I'll be able to smell it too. And that scares the hell out of me. So I don't want to steal off the pier and beg anymore. So money, I get to pay my bills, feed my family, I get to help you. So let's understand that today. 9 out of 10 people hate their job anyway. What if happens if you and me, we're getting older, slower, we're not as pretty as you used to be? I'm sitting here with a broken toe. Yeah, Sunday. I'm helping my wife and I reprogrammed the blinds, and then I basically, because it was slippery on the carpet, I bent my toe backwards and it came out of the socket, hanging over the side. And I know one thing, because I broke all these before too. If you don't put it back right away, it's going to hurt all friggin' day. So I pushed it back. All right? And it's like, okay. It's like, what can I say? All I know is if you go back to the job you hate, eventually they're going to fire you. And then you're going to go deliver some damn pizza. The bottom line is up to you. Now let's focus. I'm a person about time. When I wake up every day at 2:25, no alarm I need at all, I drop to my knees, I go, oh, I'm still alive, thank you, Jesus. You got 2021. By the way, that's called blackjack. You got 12 months. You got 51 weeks now. You got 355 days left. Please make every moment count. I know you've tried for years to get to where you want to go. Give me this year. Give me 6 months. Give me 90 days. Okay? Give me the time that I need to rebuild you. See, here's your goals in 6 months. If you do what I tell you to do, you're going to have up to $100,000 of credit under the corporation. You're going to have the corporation set up my way. You're going to buy real estate through the divisions as I designed in 1986. You're also going to have your first franchise funded that have a drive-through. And if you don't want to run the franchise, that's okay. There are companies that will run it for you. See, they stay open through pandemics. Now, here's the 12 months goals. $1 million in the bank, not your bank. No. I don't want you to be a millionaire. I'll explain that today too. I want $1 million in the corporate bank account. I want you to live in the dream house like I do. I want you to own $5 million of real estate through the corporate structure. I want you to have franchises. All you got to do is let me do what I do best. Please follow through. You know, when I had to be with Mrs. Hope, every Wednesday night she had a poker game. All right, every Wednesday night I stood outside my bedroom. It was the pantry, by the way. And Mrs. Hope had a poker game. And most of the time you got Michael Landon, Dan Blocker, you had the Gunsmoke Mission Impossible producer too. I'm talking about Mrs. Hope. Okay, you have no idea who I'm talking about. But you know when they said one thing that night? They said a corporation's a legal person. Do you understand what that means? I listened to it. I couldn't sleep all night. I went to the library the next day with my little bicycle. I went to the Torrance Police Department first because I saw a library next door. And I walked in and I said, ma'am, could you help me, please? She said, here's a book, here's a microfiche. You see, I believe most of you have bought a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich. All right, what I want you to do is understand, I got pissed off that day. I went back to the library from 7.5 to 9.5 years old. And I wrote the rules and the tools. If you ever want to know how I got the first 100,000 at 9.5, it's in the nonprofit book right there. If you ever want to know the million at 14, it's in that books and CDs too. If you ever want double billion, it's in there as well. But again, you see, you know, when I had $841 million real estate in a corporate structure, I felt like I was on top of the world. But my life got destroyed and I got to die. It kind of sucks. So let's understand. When I was a consultant for many banks for years, I wrote a book, How to Become the Bank. You see, I like international law. I like Cook Island, write it down. Island of Man, write it down too, in Panama. You're allowed to do international business if you want to, but that'll be up to you. Buckets of money, tax balancing too. Never forget, I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago. You know, when I was at the Bonaventure every Wednesday night, all right, for 32 years, there was a line around the hotel to get a hold of me. The bottom line is my classes and the books and CDs were about $20,000 a pop. The bottom line is, last year in March, I was donating my time to the credit hotline. Most of their employees went home to get the extra unemployment check. They quit and walked out the door. We did find the books and CDs. Now listen carefully. If you have not, and if you want the original books and CDs, all right, before we run out of stock, the office normally sells it here for $19.99. And now they were doing $9.99 too. There's 18 books and CDs. Listen to me 24/7. Get in my workshops. Get stuck with me too. Let me do the work for you. What happens today is pretty simple. All right, during the webinar, I will always give you a discounted price. Today, the discounted price is $199. And you understand, it's during the webinar. So when I'm done, call the office and let's see what they'll do for you too. Now, I'm going to tell you I don't like merchants. I think they suck. I'm going to tell you about Zelle, deposit, and wire. You get to track the money. There's no hackers in between, and we get to expedite everything for you. So take a picture of this page today, please. The ultimate goal is to understand how to play the game. Now, if you do Zelle during the webinar, you can actually get attention to Gina at RayRaceCredit.com. She's the one who runs the shipping department, and she ships all the books and products to you. So let's understand. I would like to analyze your credit. I would like to rebuild it the right way, my way. All right, I'd like to add $10 million of history. I'd like to do a rapid rescore for you to block your crap if you have any at all. Hand you the corporation, tax ID, office list, books, CDs, classes, and stuck with me. Every card you got in your pocket today, all right, please put a sticky on the behind of them. What's the limit? What's the 25%? What's 29%? This is the only thing I'm ever going to ask you to do. And the faster you do this, the faster I can basically pop you more credit for you. You're going to have to follow through. See, when you come to a corporation, you have to be a qualified CFO. I'm going to build you to that point that you're the greatest CFO you've ever seen. Now, if you want to make some money, we'll talk about real estate. All right, from there, it could be a fixer-up or duplex or an apartment complex. I'm going to try to get you a franchise and push you for that too. I want you to have a drive-through that stays open through a pandemic. If you want to run it, that's okay. You don't have to run it. There are companies that will run it for you. Next thing is profit sharing. Now, when I was the incorporator for rich and famous people for years, from Sean Penn, all right, it didn't matter if it's Sugar Mosley and everyone else too. Lakers, Clippers, it's okay. I created how to get 84 ways to leverage money into 99 more cards and create $100 million. Now, that's a little too much in the beginning for you because you have to learn how to play with the money. So I'm going to teach you 3 or 4 ways that we play. Now, there's specialty classes. I have them every Saturday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, here's the problem. This system holds 1,000 people. That's the most it can right now. That's all it holds is 1,000 people. All right? Last week, all right, we were sold out. We had almost 500 people that could not get in the classes to play with me in real estate. So here's what I want to offer. All right, I've got leveraging this coming Saturday morning at 7 a.m. So understand something. All right, leveraging, it's 2 hours long. I can show you how $1,000 times 3 can leverage into 15,000 to 50 to 100,000 using about 90 days. It's at 7 a.m. all right, this Saturday. It's pretty simple. Now, to get that one class, okay, because I always like to give it away or a piece, all right, I know sales wants to sell you in 6 months, okay, but let's understand. Try it. $149. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. There's the Zelle information for the $149. Now, if you don't Zelle it today, and if it's sold out, sorry, you're going to have to wait 7 weeks till it comes back around. Okay? The bottom line is you need to sell it. Now, one of the things happens like Dun & Bradstreet. Now, they got a fast track program. All right? They're going to talk to you about it. But guess what? I'm the guy that wrote it for them years ago, about 33 years ago. I've been doing this for 43 years. I've got a Dun & Bradstreet class this Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to go step by step, show you how to get vendor credit, supply credit with no guarantee at all right, so we can get a Dun & Bradstreet score of 80 plus. Now, that is $149. So you can go to either one or both, but the system was sold out for the last 2 weekends. So if you're not Zelling right away, I'm sorry. All right, if you do Zelle and you get it at the last minute, you'll wait 7 weeks before it comes back around. So again, you have the ability, there's the Zelle information today. There's Zelle wire deposit if you want to join me. All right, now for past clients, all right, all the clients that have been in the past for years, what happens at January 1st, most of their classes expire. So I want to show them something today. So stay in touch with me, past clients only. Now, we had over like 3,000 clients, all right, that all basically classes ended at the end of the last year. Here's how you can basically play. Here's my offer to you. If your level 1, 2, or 3 or specialty classes have expired, okay, you can get each class every given week, whatever you want to pick, for $149. And you're stuck with me. Bottom line is, you call the office or you Zell it and you tell us what it is. That's why I give you Gina's email. Because if you Zell, tell us what it's for. Okay? It's pretty simple to do. Now, I have a special class coming up. All right? And it's called Check and Balance. One of the things that I always want to do is analyze you. It's like when I look at a credit file. All right? Now, let's look at this. Here's one I've done $4 million for. All right? What has he done so far? He crashed the Rapid 16 times. All right, he's been a client for about a year and a half. But I've built him millions and millions of dollars of credit. Okay, he just recently crashed it again. It's like, why? Then you always go the same thing. How fast can I get the credit, Ray? Well, how fast can you stop crashing the score so I can keep building the score back to the 820 that I got you in the first place? Here's the thing. All right, Check and Balance is on the 22nd and 23rd. Friday, we're going to tear apart 1 through book 12, A through Z. Saturday, we're going to go through every step of real estate, not just a 2-hour class. We're going to go through all 3 series, all right, from nonprofit real estate to profit real estate to division real estate. We're spending up to 4 hours on real estate. Saturday, Becoming the Bank, buckets of money and tax balancing. Here's how it is. If you want both days, and you're a previous client, all right, you get no bonuses. It's $1,499. I'm going to tell you again, our system holds 1,000 people. We've been sold out for a long, long time. All right, and guess what happens? When you registered the class, it blocks new people coming in, which is good because you don't lose your spot. But when you don't register for the spot, all right, the bottom line is you kind of did it at the last minute, you kind of screwed up. So without bonuses, it's $1,499. If you want, here's the bonuses that I want to give everybody, especially past clients. I want you to have all classes for 3 months, 1, 2, 3, and all specialties. I want to analyze you up to 3 more times if that's what it takes. I'm going to give you $25,000 of credit on top of what you're already getting. From there, we'll spread it out from divisions too. That's $1,999. For another $500, you get all the bonuses. But again, please do not wait till the last minute. Being sold out sucks. It's good for the company to pay all their bills, but for you, all right, the bottom line is you might wait till the last minute. You can call the office at 800-510-3338, or you can Zell to me and let Gina know. You wait till the last minute, I'm sorry, you won't be in it. Now, let's talk about you. Your car. Do you have a car? Are you the registered owner? Why? I have been used and abused all my life. All right? I've been told no 1 billion times. Until I got to that first $1 million at 14. And I went to court twice. Listen carefully. When I was born in that friggin' taxi, that little girl didn't want me. She wanted a little girl. So she gave me a girl's name, all right, raised my middle name. She threw me away like a piece of shit. That's how I got to feel. So I've been fighting all my life for what I want. So let's understand something. I went to court twice. At 15 and a half, I already brought in $1 million. I'm at Orange Coast College. I'm a night crew supervisor for Lucky Supermarket. I'm driving a Lamborghini. And they told me twice I could not be classified as an adult until I was 15 and a half. Then I could go lease an apartment in Mesa Woods, which I did. So please, I know that you have a car registered to you. And I'm sorry to tell you, that's called stupidity. All I know is every time I get to watch the news at night, I basically see all these attorneys saying, let's sue everybody. Sorry, it's just true. So, I don't want you to be the registered owner of your car anymore. I want the registered owner to be, listen carefully, write it down, a division under a tax ID. Please write that down. See, the Lamborghini collection of Ferraris, it's goody stuff. That's just one of them at the time. So let's understand something. Rich people drive company cars and write it all off. Well, what do? I'm sorry to say, most of you get your paycheck. It's taxed. You're getting the leftover because I think you're doing it wrong anyway. Then you pay for the car you should not. Then you take the money and credit from your life and family and you roll the dice, all of it too much, and you bring the pain home. I want you to focus today. I want you to drive your dream car through the corporation. It's allowed to write it all off. I want you to focus and understand your paycheck, they're calling it taxable income, by the way. If you're paying the payment, the gas, registration, insurance, why? Can you not say the word no right away, please? Okay? I can show you and prove to you, even to this day, I have a tax credit of $385,000. Because when you get too much tax credit, they don't write you a check. They make you just take it over the years to go. Please, let me repackage you. Now, SSN, job, 1040 tax return, IRS's rules. All right, SS 4 times 4, IRS's rules. Now, we got to take a moment and understand something today, and you got to get it here. I don't care if you got it here 1,000 times. SS 4 times 4 is the pattern of 3. Write down pattern of 3. Pattern of what? 3. People who get a corporation today, all right, they say, this is the system statistically nationwide, that 97% don't do anything. And they spend a couple $1,000 for a damn piece of paper, which they can get for free. Just pay the damn filing fee. Now, listen carefully. There's the SS4 in front of you. Every one of you should Google one today. All right, you'll always find, like on the line 10, what does it say? It says banking and credit purposes. So I'm trying to tell you flat out, the IRS allows corporations credit to write off the interest rate and the credit card and the line of credit too. Do you not get you're using the wrong damn money? Maybe a little bit of money to get it set up. But when I start building this for you, you better pay attention. Because you have the ability never to bring the pain where? Home. Every grocery store and every bank have a branch number. I learned that at 14 when I was the night crew supervisor for Lucky Supermarkets. So understand something. The reason they could bankrupt that piece is because they have a branch number. They bankrupt the piece. They wrote it off on their taxes. They're still in business today. The average person brings the pain home. Sorry to say, it's probably you. Kind of like those people open and close their businesses today. Now, this is the statistics you can all verify online prior to pandemic 19. Chase averaged 94 locations per year shut down. Okay, Bank of America 129. But they're still worth billions of dollars. It's right there in front of you. So let's understand something today. I want you to write down the corporation in 3 divisions. I wrote the rules in 1986, and I want you to follow through. I want you to let me build this for you, and I want to teach you everything up here. So let's understand. Here's a corporation. All corporations should not do business but get credit. If your corporation's doing business, I'm sorry, I'd tell you you're stupid. Maybe it'll piss you off to pay attention. Because if the corporation screws up, then they come back after you. Now you made the corporation you a duck. Every rich and famous person, I don't care if it's Jobs in the past or Musk or Gates, whoever it is, they have a parent company, or even Buffett that doesn't do business, it owns companies. Set up the line of defense. So understand, the way I wrote the divisions are cheap. So you can try to play, but if you don't set up that line of defense for you, you're screwed. Set up the line of defense. Get credit. You can build, all right, and I can do it for you too as an affiliate. All I know is I had to create a system that I didn't bring the pain home to me. And I swore before I had a wife and kids, I would basically master the rules or I'd never get married. Flat out. It's like my first child that ever held my hand. I swore I'd never hold a baby unless it was mine, my first daughter. I never changed a diaper unless it was my daughter, period. So I made promises to me, because if I couldn't figure it out, damn it, I'm not going to do it. No one has to bring the pain home. Every one of these entities, you can do the 3-step and disconnect that sucker. keep the other pieces, never bring the pain home. I want to make sure the world knows that before I die again. You have no idea how much that means to me. Reality is this. I'm an affiliate. I'm allowed to build you, all right, an Experian, a TransUnion, and Equifax. But again, you got to let me build it in my way that works. And if you got some stuff that you got to fix the screw up, let's fix the screw up. You got to negotiate something, let's fix the problem. The bottom line is, should anybody really use personal credit besides 29%? No, never. You jack up a card, it drops your score. Check it out on Credit Karma, it's free. Even though they got indicted, they're owned by TransUnion. Understand, anything at 29% is in the green, 30% is in the yellow. Anything above that's in the red. You can verify what I say. It's exactly what I taught Ken Yarborough. Now, S is 4 times 4. Understand, okay? If you name a corporation after you like most men do, it's called stupid. Now you made yourself a duck. I know, then some turd's going to go, you got raised credit, duh. It's a marketing tool. It doesn't do business. From there, don't name it what it does, or you can do what it does. You got to set up the line of defense. Let's understand. If you had 5 houses today, okay, that should be 5 separate loans, and you got 5 dangers. That's 10 liabilities. Who's going to slip and fall if they're all in your name, take it all, or in the corporation, take it all too? If you don't do it the way I designed it in 1986, I'm sorry. It's coming after you. You got to have divisions, just like the franchises have numbers too, and your current business as well. I'm great at 2 things in my life, and this is one of them. I can get you up to $100,000 to $1 million card. Simple. We get to write it off, interest rate and card. We don't want to use our personal money, maybe a little bit to get it started, but the bottom line is everybody in the world should teach their children the 29% rule. Safety credit. Never bring the pain home. Ray's rules are simple. SSN, okay, was what? Job tax return. That's it. To track your income to be taxed some more. People complain about rich and famous people because they don't understand corporate structure today. S is 4 times 4. What did it say on line 10? It's right back in front of you. These are the IRS's rules. I didn't make it up. I just mastered them all by the time I was 9.5, and I stay on top of it every day. Line 10, credit and banking purposes. Bottom line is this. I get people like the one I just showed you, the case file, and I'm talking to him at 3:30 today, that I get 6 out of 100, or almost every day or every week. Remember, I got 17 million clients. Getting a class sold out is easy for me. All right? So that's why I say jump on it while you can. Warning. If you get these in the mail after I had history for you, or you get green lights, don't violate the rules. When you do, what that does is it screws up everything. I got to start over. And, you know, not everybody likes me. Not everybody likes you. But those 6 out of 100 people or 10 people, whatever, they want to complain. I want it now, now, now. Excuse me, I can't play push me, pull me. I told you since the beginning you met me what needs to be done. Now, here's an example. Okay? First example is, here's a woman, got a divorce, got tax liens, got a bankruptcy, ex-husband, she says blah, blah, blah. Okay, no problem. I turn around and I do credit rebuilding. I push up the score to a 687. It's getting ready to hit a 720. She gets impatient. Ray, thank you, have a nice day. In other words, it's like flipping me the bird. She went out and got a credit. I'm doing my own now. Oh, yeah. She got a $300 damn card. $300. Are you kidding? Is any pocket change? I would have got her like I got Jesse here. I got her Venture won $30,000 apiece. 2 green cards of $50,000 apiece. Gold, platinum. I got her up to $1 million. How do I get people to just listen and knock off their crap? This is a nice guy. Okay? All he had was crap. I removed everything legitimately, rebuilt his credit. I said, you need to get an open sky card. There's no inquiry. Put $200. Simple. He did it. Rapid got him a 621. We're not done. Now, I owe him a $1,000 card. That's all I owe him. I said, I'm going to give you a starter card. But that starter card can be above what I owe you. That's what I promised you, $1,000. The starter card was $3,000. Did I keep my promise? It's like Curtis here. All right, I got a list of 3 people. Curtis, everything was crap. All right, 3 weeks ago I got him a starter card. He's told to add it to the dashboard. He's asked to do this and that so I can go get him. All right, and I can get him at 30,000 and above. He's listening. He likes me so far. Mr. Major here, all right, violates all the friggin' time. His partner, I got him $100,000. Now, understand something, please. I get to preset the limit of these suckers. Do you understand this? As an affiliate, I get to request the limit, kind of like when you want to basically give someone a card and you get to control the limit to them. I got his partner $100,000 of credit. That's all I owed him. Mr. Major here, why my partner, you and me? Every time you turn around, Mr. Major, you keep violating everything we do. You jack up, it goes down, up and down, up. It's like, stop. Okay? Again, Mr. Heyman, he's been told basically several times, get the things, all right? You're almost there, almost there. Ray, you've been saying that for 30 days. Sir, your Wells Fargo card is 36%. It needs to be at 29%. It creates more green lights. Do you not understand? I understand the system better than anybody. It's like, I got to beg him to please do what I want. Because it creates green lights and I can pop everything you want. So again, that's the problem I have to deal with customers. And they're not always right. Okay? They got to follow through. Now if all you want today is a credit rebuild, I'm going to tell you flat out, to rebuild your credit, you need to have a rapid rescore. See, a credit rebuilding removes stuff and it does legal transactions and pushes this and that and all that great stuff from a paralegal legal standpoint. Okay, going to the creditors, the credit bureaus, all the stuff the right way. Not going, not mine, not late. The thing that pushes it up the most is a rapid rescore. They work in conjunction. So I want you to join me at the 1 o'clock class every Saturday for education. Now, the office loves to sell. It's a good price. We had one this morning that says, well, that's too much money. Sir, you just told us you were at Lexington Law for 24 months and $99 a month. Isn't that $2,400? Wilbur, it's like, he couldn't figure it out. All I know is, when I do a webinar, I like to give you half price. Every time for 43 years, because I don't want to feel guilty. And my wife says I'm a pleaser. She says, you'll give everybody what they want. You just shut them up. Because I used to, before I met her. She's my pit bull. She's my bodyguard. So I always said, let me give you $1,000 on a card, and you pay $4.99. So I always give 2 times to 10 times the credit back to you what you invest. But you got to follow the rules. Now, if you want to be a millionaire, raise your hand as high as you can, please. Raise your hand if you want to be a millionaire. Raise your hand if you want $1 million paycheck right now. Then I'm going to say that's called dumb. You keep $375, the IRS gets the rest. How many people want $1 million in a corporation? Both hands should go up and say, I do. You see, corporations, per the IRS's rules, public record says, corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. So when I make you a qualified CFO up to an 820, and I hand you the articles, he also has the tax ID, and I want you to go to my setup class and level 1. Listen carefully. Setup and level 1 are on Wednesdays and Saturday. I do them twice in case someone needs to miss one or whatever, or they go to both. And when I tell people in class, always fax questions before I start a webinar. I had one the other day. Ray, I went to that class 4 times. It's the same thing. All right, I said, it's level 1. It's going to be the same thing until you fine-tune it. Then you go to level 2, then level 3, and then you should be done or more. Again. And he says, yeah, I learn things every time. Then why are you complaining? Okay? Fax your damn questions, and I'll answer all your questions, or type them while you're online. How hard is this to do? You know, I watch my wife and my kids watch their favorite movie. All right? And, you know, Hedgehog, I've watched 1,000 times, my favorite movie lately. My son can say everything they say before they do. Just like you. So when you go to setup on level 1, I want it here. I want you to set up the divisions the way I told you to do. I want to do most of the work for you. But I want you to be part of the package too. The office is going to sell the Millionaire Starter Package for $1,999. With me, I give you half price. It's $999, and you get $10,000 of credit. That's right. I'm going to get you a $10,000 card between now and the end of the program, 10 times your investment, because I want to make sure you got more than you paid for. I never want to feel like I didn't do my job. Millionaires in the Making, simple. Same as the previous one. This is usually $4,000. See, it comes at $25,000 of credit. All right, it's kind of like Mr. Heyman. I want it now. Do you want a $1 million card? Yes. Then you have to qualify for it using my history. Do you want a $100,000 card? Yes. Then stop giving $300 shitty cards. You got to get to that 29% like I told you to. You got to let me do the rapid risk. You got to let me do my job. So, because when I pop you, listen carefully, like I did Jesse, Joanne, Carl here, Dan, I got them each a $30,000 venture card. So when I pop you a card for $25,000 to $30,000, one card, is that better than having 10? Again, 10 times your investment. This is my favorite program because I like to take that $25,000 card and teach you how to basically daisy chain it by 3. If you do what I tell you to do, that becomes $100,000. $2,499 is half price through me. If you get us referrals, which everyone says, I'll get you referrals, right? Do you know our referrals right now are less than 1%? All right, because people are so busy. And the problem is when you talk to someone else what you're going to do, they act like they know everything, and then they interrupt everything you do. That's probably why. But if you do referrals, you get $1,000 extra credit bill for you. So Google, Facebook, YouTube, I'm on all that. Been it for years. All right, if you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me, go to racewebinar.com. Get the full overview, and please never bring the pain home. Now, this is what I heard at 7.5 years old. Can you imagine? You have no idea. This woman was the she-devil from hell. Bottom line is pretty simple. Okay? I heard that a corporation's a legal person. It's right in front of you. It's chapter 18. Okay? It's right there. It's not legal advice. It says a corporation's a legal person and may sue or be sued. And that's what it says. So the bottom line is it has more rights than you and me. So let's understand something today. When you look at the United States of America Incorporated, by the way, Constitution of Right, years 2, they set up their line of defense called states. All states set up their line of defense too called cities. So let's remember something. You have failed because you have not set up your line of defense for you because you didn't know to. Now you're going to be knowing to. The line of defense allows you to put a buffer in case something goes wrong on a piece, like a grocery store or a bank or a city. So what I'm telling you flat out is you need to set up your line of defense, and I'll help you do it as well and finance it as well too on the credit. You see, the United States of America wanted to make sure in case there was a problem with like a city. Remember, under the Federal Protection Act, they actually created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy. Public record. The first one you saw was Orange County, by the way. So I just want you to know your constitutional rights. This is up to you. Now, when Nixon took that gold standard, you don't understand. When he took the gold standard out, it allowed them to print as much money as they want to. Before that, they could not. So understand. You and me, SSN, get a job, equal the 1040 tax return. Every hospital is federally mandated that every woman who delivers a baby within 3 hours must sign an SS4 form. Excuse me, SSN. She's got to sign an SSN. Understand something? Because we are bonded by the United States of America and it allows them to print more money. There's nothing wrong knowing the rules, but you need to know them here. So mama can't put that baby in that stroller or car seat unless she signs the SSN form. Do you understand this? Nothing wrong with it. It's just the rules. So I want to die 50 years from now, and I pray before I die I make a difference in the world. All right, that's why I donate my time to help people. Personal credit should be safety. 25 to 29% rule. The corporation, SS4, we can have more. We should set up the line of defense. Divisions. Can you imagine? for everybody who sets up a corporation, it's the 3 divisions. They do the business, the corporation gets credit. That's it. It maintains. See, corporations should become a management company, by the way. So I'm going to tell you again and again, stop bringing the pain home. Rich and famous people do it all the time. They don't bring the pain home. Cities do it too. The banks and grocery stores in your location do it every day. It's your turn. You know, when I had the Reynolds University in Irvine Spectrum, all right, it was nice. I finally felt proud of myself. It was nice that I could accomplish so much and help people all the time. But again, every Saturday at 1 o'clock, we do a 1 o'clock analyzation. You get it from me. You get it from the horse's mouth versus the horse, you know what. Here's what happens. I will never ask you to do more than 2 things in this whole program. That's it. If you follow through like you're told to, all right, I will make you the qualified CFO, and I'll pop you as much credit as you ask or want to, or you actually required us to do for you. But most of the time, I'm waiting for you. All right? It's kind of like Walt Disney and Newsweek today. Let's look at it. They filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past, never brought the pain home. They got $100,000. No, listen, they got $1 billion. They don't want to pay tax. $1 billion. They don't want to pay tax, but they know how to play the game. So Mickey, they call the loophole king right here. He didn't pay tax on $1 billion. If Mickey can do this, can you? Can you really? So understand, please. Personal credit, safety. I know online you're going to see someone say trade lines. That's just a joke. Oh, you don't have the guarantee? I'm sorry, that's not true. In the beginning, my goal is to get you cash credit. Usually 8 cards per division, 9 lines of credit, and then we talk about supply credit. Understand that. Vendor credit. All right, marketing credit. Lease credit. Gas cards too. There are 7 types of credit for corporations, and you, what do you have? Raise rules. But at the end of the day, I still got to make you a qualified CFO. That's just the truth. The truth. Now, my favorite cards will always be golds and platinums like these. Because like a car or house payment, they don't make your score going up and down as long as they're paid over time. Now, I like getting somebody a corporation, building that credit. And if they want, we'll do 9 divisions across the board. Kind of like these 11 cards here. Again, it's a choice. Would you want $1 million of credit? Every division has its own funding. Could be what? A franchise or a piece of property or more. With the right structure, you can accomplish the American dream. What I offer in webinar. All right. Credit rebuilding, $4.99. All right. $1,000 card back to you. Starter package for a millionaire. All right. $9.99. $10,000 credit back to you. Workshops for 90 days on top of that. And I'm doing the work for you while I teach you what you need to do. The Millionaires in the Making workshop too. Half price, $2,499. But I'm trying to get you a $25,000 card. Okay, like I did people here I talked to earlier. Like Jesse, she's right there. Jesse's been with me for years. A lot of people come back and forth. But it's nice to get a card at $30,000 to $50,000 a piece versus trying to have 10, 20 cards to equal that goal. The ultimate thing is $25,000 of credit. That's what should be daisy chained to $100,000. Again, there's the Zelle, the wire deposit. Or you can call the office at 800-510-3338. All I know is if you want to do it today, you can even, I'll give you all the ways to do it. Gina, Ray at RaceCredit.com too. Let us know if you Zelle for something. When I studied Mr. Buffett's father first, then I studied him. The man is playing the game. Why aren't you? You can take, I'm going to roll the dice. It's your turn. Your turn to play and win. Now, on a dashboard, now I have 7 dashboards. Listen carefully. I researched all the dashboards, what needed to be done, so I can issue credit and add history to you. Now, it's like, I'm going to pick on Jessie a little bit because she's here. I'm not giving her last name. When I got Jessie a Venture 1 card for $30,000, she ordered it for her son, got her son a second card, but then he wanted one. He couldn't get one because hers is in the way. That's why I always tell you, authorized users crap. Okay? That's why I tell you trade lines are crap too. You have to realize you still got to be a qualified what? CFO. The ultimate goal is this. Now, I invented 113 ways to daisy chain credit. Invented. years ago. I can turn almost every card into 99 more. But here's our problem. You're looking at personal credit. You can't write it off per the IRS. Cards are interest rate. But corporate credit, you can. You can write out the interest rate in the card. And if you get screwed up, you get more. So who wants to be the duck? Ray's rules is 1,000 rules get you to a million, 20,000 get you to a billion. Next is don't have the intent to defraud or rip anybody off. I don't want to go to court and testify against your court of law. But I want to build you the corporation in the line of defense. You know, every one of the people that are listed right there in front of you, they did the 3-step. They got a problem with the peace. They disconnect, they isolate, they incorporate. They never brought the pain home. They're allowed to bankrupt the peace like that grocery store or bank in your local area today, but they didn't bring the pain home. If the world could know that right out of high school, wouldn't that be a blessing? But again, it's like when you buy your house. I always say escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put it in a trust. If you don't, somebody sues you, they take it away. If you die, it gets stuck into probate and your family got diddly squat. The goal is pretty simple. When you fix up a property, I want you to do it my way. Because you're going to hire a contractor that's going to hire a subcontractor that's standing outside Home Depot. No problem with that. Problem I have is, what if they slip and fall and they sue? They want to take everything you got. I'd like you to think about quitclaim deed of the properties in a division. It's pretty inexpensive to do. An assignment of equity. At the end of the day, they can't sue you at all. They literally get diddly squat. Bottom line is this. If you don't have a trust, Google irrevocable trust. That's what I would pick if I was you, but that's up to you too. All I know is I watch people all the time play peekaboo and make a mess with the IRS. You see, they're going to tell you flat out, corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. So why would you play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess? They are the rule book. If you did, hypothetically, go to irs.gov, download a form called 656 433A and B. Get yourself back in the system. Get your COVID-19 check. It's pretty simple to do. Now, when you fix up a property, I'd like you to do it my way. See, my way is pretty simple. All right? I don't want you to pay for anything to fix it up. I'm one of the original OPMs, by the way. I'd like you to have divisions that go to the manufacturer. Save up to 70%. Up to 70% and don't pay a bill for 30 to 60, 90 days. You see, we're going to use their money to fix up that property. Escrow will close. It'll pay off all the debt. Now, you could have up to $200,000. Don't act like you're rich, please, because you're not. I've watched people have $10,000, $100,000 in the past, and they kind of pissed it away. All right, please, don't do that. Write down Ray's rules, leveraging money. Borrow money is not taxable. That you have no idea how great that is. Borrow money is not taxable. Set up the line of defense. You know, when I had my building in Irvine Spectrum here for 22,000 square feet, 2-story building, the bank was almost at the office almost every day at 9 o'clock. Literally. You see, when you got money, they're always going, what can I do for you today? When you don't have a pot to piss in, I'm sorry, they don't usually know your name. Let's learn to leverage some money. Basic thing. Banks borrow from the feds times 10, loan back to you 5. If we took that and did it right, that could be up to $3 million. That's leveraging. That's Ray's rules. I would tell you to go get a McDonald's today because they got a drive-thru through a pandemic. They stay open. You're going to have to beat your doubt. You're going to throw in your own race. But I'd like to coach you the rest of your life if you allow me to. It's pretty simple to do. Now, let's basically leverage a little money. Here's a $100,000 card. Okay? If I take out $50,000, the payment's $612.26. The average, what an average person wastes in a given month. Now, there's C191D. It says 8 times loan. So if I take $50,000 and loan it to 5 people, $10,000 a piece, I put a second on their house, I do a homestead blocker and a UCC wind chattel mortgage. I'll teach you that at the real estate classes. What it did, if you notice through that spreadsheet there, it pays the card, and we have positive cash flow of $2,499. Bottom line is you can take corporate credit, write it all off, create your own cash flow, and free up your time. You could have $4,800. You could have $7,347 or more you want. The specialty classes like this week, okay? I don't want it being sold out. But, you know, the goal is to sell them all out. You, if you're not in leveraging, you missed out. I'm telling you flat out. All right, I know sales like to sell for 3 to 6 months at a time, but okay. The bottom line is leveraging this Saturday at 7 a.m. in the morning. All right, if you do it through here right now, it's $149. You reserve your chair. You get the email. No one can kick you out because you're in. But if you wait till it's sold out, sorry, you have to wait for 7 weeks for it to come back again. Next thing is I got done in Breastfeed at 2:30 in the afternoon. 2:30 in the afternoon on the 16th. So you got the ability, all right, if you want that or both of them at the time, it's $149 today. Reserve your seat. If you don't, there's the sell. I'm sorry. All right, you'll probably not get in because some people wait till the last minute all the time. We got so many calls this last Saturday. Nobody works on Saturday besides me saying, can I get in? Can I get again? Sorry. Nobody was here to take the calls, plus it was already gone. Use Zelle. Use Zelle. Use Zelle. Now, for past customers, all right, because we just basically at the end of the year, last year, 2020, all right, over thousands of people, they're done. So here's what I'm offering you today. Okay, all right, if you want level 1, 2, or 3, or specialty classes, all right, you can get any one class you want. Per class, $149. It's up to you, $149. You see, I like to always be motivated. I want to keep hearing. I want to go through it. I want to put it here. I want to brainwash myself. You got the phone number at 800-510-3338. Now, this right here is called check and balance. Okay? This is on the 22nd and 23rd. Friday, we're going to tear apart all 12 books and CDs in detail. There's no bonuses, but it's $1,499, $1,499. Saturday, again, in that $1,400, you get both days. We're going to do real estate for 4 hours. All right, we're going to do become the bank, buckets of money, tax balancing. The bonus is if you do this today, okay, because you get your reserve, you get your email, you're in. If not, you wait till the last minute, sorry. You know how many people have to wait till the last minute and don't get into it? So bonuses at $19.99. 3 months of all classes, 1, 2, 3 specialties. 3 more analyzations if you need it. $25,000 or more credit. But that's $500 more than the other one. One's got no bonuses, one's got bonuses. But again, if you're not in it right away, and we're full up, we're sold out, I'm sorry, you're going to miss it. Okay? You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. Now, I'm not going to show anything that I never obtained myself. I'm always going to show the mansions or the helicopter or the yachts. Get you past go because I think you're stuck. The ultimate goal, this is like God's gift. Can you imagine? I parked my race boat in my own backyard and my yacht. I love my helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the buildings too. Now, I'd like you to write down on a piece of paper, you're going to change your driver's license. You can throw it away if it makes no sense to you when I'm done. You wrote a check here. You gave me your driver's license because you lived there. And you wonder how your house got robbed the next week. They knew your schedule. Don't let someone take advantage of you. Ray's rules are to not bring the pain home. And you have the Driver's Privacy Protection Act too. So let's understand, like in your car. I'm sorry, but I don't understand why your car is registered to you. The last time you bought one, you let someone sweat you for hours on end. You lost up to $5,000, probably with the 9 inquiries too. What happens is when they gave you that paper, you signed it because they had to get your permission to run your credit. You did not put next to your signature that allows 1 inquiry. You did not take a picture. These are things you have to learn the discipline from now on. By the way, your car today should be re-registered to a division with the tax ID. All I can show you is things and buildings and everything else is the truth. You have the ability to let me coach you and do most of the work for you anyway. So, getting your dream corporation through me. The ultimate goal, that's why I do workshops every Saturday, 43 years. Now, if you drive your car to the grocery store or the bank today, okay, and you bump someone's car, they're going to act like they got whiplash. They're going to ask you for driver's license, insurance, registration. Your heart will fall out of your chest. You're going to say, I wish I would have listened to Ray. I hear it all the time. So please, think about the driver's license. The insurance a corporation could pay for versus you. The registered owner of that car doesn't really have to be you, because they're probably going to call one of those nasty attorneys on TV and sue you, take everything you got. Why don't we make sure every registered owner is a division of a corporation so they literally get diddly squat? I want you to protect your assets. I don't want you bringing the pain where? Home ever again. All I know is you're going to see, when you see that empty grocery store or bank today, remember me. And then remember the pattern of 3. Because they've been closing locations down for years, not just because of the pandemic. The pattern of 3, get rid of a piece, keep the other pieces, never bring the what? Pain home. My wife asked me on July 3rd, can we take the yacht out, take people from the school and the church? Okay. July 3rd, I said, fill it up, $1,600. Wrote off the card and the interest rate. I wrote off the yacht too. I didn't know I was going to have and die the next day. All right, there's the address. There's the largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor. Like I said, I'm the most verified person you can find. Having H1N1 kind of sucked. But the bottom line is, someone came on the yacht and they got to kill me. But I did make a promise to God, and He allowed me to live, come back to help you. All I know is 5 weeks with an oxygen tank kind of sucked. I put my score back to an 820. I use my closet divisions. Remember, closet divisions, especially if you get in level 3. Because I want you to realize you have the ability to pop another card too. Never let yourself stay down. God's using me to help you if you pay attention. That's why it's called Raise Rules. The Lamborghini there in the building, tax ID, reaching the dream, think and be the impossible. Didn't matter if I heard no a billion times. I never gave up. Raise Rules work. It's up to you. 90 days, every seminar, workshop, and boot camp, you're stuck with me. The ultimate goal is like motivation. I listen to it all the time. But if they're not handing you this, at the end of the day, you got a story to tell too. Please let me get you an 820. Safety credit up to $100,000. Corporation and divisions too. Up to $1 million, so you don't have to be stuck. What's next for you is pretty simple. It's me. I want to hold your hand while I rebuild you the right way. I will follow through. I always do. Repackage your life, your house, your car, your bank account, and more. The ultimate goal, never to bring that pain home. Books and CDs, if you don't have them, you need to get them before they're out of stock completely, because we're not reprinting again. We're lucky we found them. Today, you can get them if you don't have them. The extra discount today is $149. That's basically if you Zelled it right away. That's what I offered during the webinar today. Pretty simple. You can let Gina know and she'll ship it right away to you too. So credit rebuilding is half price today. You're going to get a $1,000 credit card, $499, and up to an $820, and you go to a class on Saturdays at 1 o'clock and learn some more. Starter package for a millionaire, half price today is $999. You get 10,000 hours of credit for you. The workshops that are doing most of the work for you anyway. The ultimate goal, the millionaires in the making, the 820 score, wrap a refresh, articles, also tax ID, setup class on level 1 for every Wednesday and Saturday for 90 days, and you're getting $25,000 usually on one card. $2,499. And I'll make you the qualified CFO you need to be. You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. At the end of the day, the 14th Amendment turned corporations into people. The United States of America Incorporated, by the way, they maintain and manage their 50 states. Every state maintains and they manage their cities. It's your turn to set up your line of defense for you. The ultimate goal is you get to do what needs to be done. And I'm going to hold your hand and tell you, never have joint credit. House, when you buy one, escrow, close, homestead, put it in a trust. Corporation, don't name it after you, please. Don't name it what it does. Have up to $1 million of credit. You've got to set up the line of defense in case something goes wrong. All right, the real estate, franchise, current business. And then you have to master Raise Rules because it becomes easy for you. I like the rules of 1,000 is $1 million company, 20,000 is billionaire. At the end of the day, plan on the problem, have your safety credit, have your line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it, and never bring the pain home. You learn a little bit today, got to get you in the workshop to learn a lot more. You see, at the end of the day, if people aren't handing you the credit and the money, and they keep talking about the American dream, it has to be financed, by the way. Receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time. You got to set up the line of defense, please. You got to master Ray's rules. The ultimate goal, 820 score, that's credit rebuilding. You got to have rapid rescore working in conjunction. It's what pushes the score up as high as it can go. Half price is $4.99. $1,000 card back to you today. Pretty simple to do. From there, starter package for millionaire. All right, you get a $25,000 cash card. It's going to cost you. Okay, well this one, sorry, it's $10,000 of credit for this one. Millionaires in the making. $999. It's a starter package for millionaires. Millionaires in the making is a $25,000 card. Half price today is $2,499 today. It's pretty simple to do. You Zelle, you wire your deposit, you call the office right away. See, at the end of the day, we got to stay safe and strong. The world is readjusting, it's going crazy sometimes. But your world is you and your family. Stay safe, stay strong. Let me be what's next. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. All I know is, born in a taxi, didn't like stealing or begging off the pier. If I can do this, so can you. If you're a past client today, all right, I don't want to be sold out and you get mad at me like they all did on Saturday. They called, no one's here on Saturday. We're going to be sold out. The only way to do this is to reserve your chair, all right, the Dun & Bradstreet, the leveraging class, and maybe basically check and balance. There's that phone number. It's 800-510-3338. The end of the day, I'll get you to the next level. But if I tell you to do one or two things, I'm waiting on you to follow through. So please understand, today I'll get you as far as you want to go. I'm not going anywhere unless God takes me. And I want to help people the rest of my life. That's why I broadcast 2 times to 3 times a day, Monday through Friday and all day Saturday. And if you're in a class, you can always type the question. You always fax the day before. Believe me, I will always answer the questions for you. At the end of the day, now it's kind of up to you. 800-510-3338. I need you to call it right away. Reserve your space now. And don't forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.